start the service in 5 minutes. Very much. We're going to start the service from now.
一度お入り。All certification. Mediation prayer, page 2.
Let us seek to the sacred mediation of Ikigami Konko Daijin, sincerely and wholeheartedly, each and every day. May we receive the mediation anew with all hearts and souls on this day, this very moment. Ikigami Konko Daijin Sama, Ikigami Konko Daijin Sama, Ikigami Konko Daijin Sama, Ikigami Konko Daijin Sama.
Purification prayer.
Through the way of mediation,
May
may our sincere apologies be acceptable to you, our divine parent. We acknowledge our mistakes and the misunderstandings, arrogance and ignorance of your divine favor. We apologize for all our shortcomings and references from past generations. Guide us amend our way of living to reflect your divine will with a pure, joyful, and loving heart, always one with you.
Kami prayer.
Reverently we pray, the Prince of heaven, the residents of earth, time flows without cease, years pass without end. And the heaven and earth is the life that nurtures all, and heaven and earth that truly the ordered all. For this wondrous form, for these wondrous works, let us praise Tenchi Kane no Kami. Let us praise the divine parent of the universe. Kami loves and cares for all humanity, all those who live between heaven and earth, to revere Kami as the divine parent, to live in Kami's infinite blessings. This is the way, yet many not knowing the way, or lost in greed and selfishness. They suffer the cycle of misfortunes. Great is Kami's sorrow. Our founding father, Konko Daijin, suffered many trials in this world, but help us to faith and to sincerity, to receive the Kami's great blessings, and begin a life of mutual fulfillment of Kami and humanity. Humbly we pray, the divine parent's great wish was fulfilled. Konko Daijin accepted the call to mediation that leads to the future benefits of Kami and humanity. By day he taught the way of faith to all who sought him, expounding the blessings of heaven and earth, and he knew not the coming of night. By night he prayed for those who grieved, seeking the salvation for all who suffer, and he knew not the dawn of day. Though years passed and the world changed, he did not waver from his task, the divine task of mediation. That was given the sacred Tenchi, the guiding principle of our daily life. The divine favor was as renewed, and blessings flowed universally, establishing the way of eternal prosperity, the way of mediation of Ikigami Konko Daijin. By his wondrous revelation, giving knowledge of the way, to all the hardships of this world, to pain, body, and soul. The way of mediation teaches us to turn our hearts to Kami, with a regard for day or night, whether we are near or far. The way of mediation teaches us to pray with all of trust. For living unaware of divine favor, we offer our sincere apologies and pledge to mend our ways. Let us live our faith every day, seeking and rejoicing in your divine favor. Let us care for those in pain and invite them to the way. Let us guide those who are lost and awaken them to our life of purpose. Kami is fulfilling us. We are fulfilling Kami. May this way of future fulfillment be manifested in this world. May Kami's wish for true peace and the well-being of all people be fulfilled. So we humbly pray, so we earnestly pray.
Ichido Keirei. Grand service for Tenchi Kane. With deepest reverence, I, head minister of Konko Church of Hilo, speaks before the divine president of Ikigami Konko Daijin and Tenchi Kane. The virtue of Tenchi Kane fills the universe, giving life to all things and bringing harmony to all matters, especially here in Hawaii Islands and throughout the heaven and earth. Kami loves and cherishes all people as a beloved children. For this, we are profoundly grateful. Through Kami's offer such deep compassion, humanity often suffers in ignorance of divine hearts, trapped by a lack of understanding of law of the universe and by self-desires. Seeing this, Kami entrusts our founder with the sacred work of Koitsugi mediation, a path of Aiyo Akeo, where Kami and people drift together through mutual reliance, was open to the world. As many have been saved, and the divine light has grown brighter over the years, Kami declared, "Now I send Ikigami Konko Daijin to grant blessing to those who pray, to help them understand and to ensure prosperity for generations to come." Kami exists through the people, and the people exist through Kami. Both stand together. This divine will is truly inspiring. Today, on this special day, in the midst of spring, we believers gather at the Hilo Church to prize the boundless virtue of Kami. We express our gratitude for the divine blessings that sent us Ikigami Konko Daijin, and we pray for even greater blessings hereafter. May you accept our devotion. We pray that all activities of our community based on principle of becoming a light for world peace and human salvation through Tenchi Kakitsuke. Receive your profounding blessing. May every church renew its function as a sacred place of Ikigami Konko Daijin Toritsugi. Especially for this Hilo Church, we focus on realization of our mission statements and projects. May all believers deepen their faith through this church and live in accordance with the divine hearts. May people everywhere awaken to the joy of being alive through the grace of Kami, become useful to Kami and others, and finding peace and joy within their own hearts. Furthermore, we pray for the fulfillment of these sincere wish. The blessing of our second years of operation, consistent attendance of new members, the establishment of the new church structures, the blossoming of our 5-year vision, the success of new Hilo Church projects, continued contribution to and great harmony within the local community, the relief of human suffering and the salvation of souls. We pray for those facing hardship across the water, that we may find peace and the strength of grief. May we all serve the divine wish to manifest the way of Konkokyo through the world. With deepest reverence, we pray. Now,
사인 가만히 하이데 오피셜로
prayer book, page 6. Prayer book, page 6. Recitation of Tenchi Kakitsuke. Ikigami Konko Daijin Tenchi Kane no Kami Shin Negai. Okage wa waga kokoro ni ari. Hongetsu monnichi de tanomei. Pray sincerely with all your heart. Be one with Kami. Kami's blessing begin with hearts grateful and carry in harmony and joy. Look to Kami always, now and forever. On this very day, pray.
Tamaguchi offering by Church officers.
Please offer the tamaguchi.
Everybody.
prayer book.
Page 7, Adoration Prayer.
We lift our eyes in awe toward heaven soaring above. We lift our eyes in awe toward heaven soaring above. We bow our heads in prayer toward earth rich and deep, living amidst such gifts of Kami's great giving. How happy and grateful we are. The mediation of Ikigami Konko Daijin does not stop for a single day. The protection of the divine parent embraces all far and wide. The blessings of Kami flow without limit through all generations. The ways of Kami are mysterious and wondrous, beyond understanding. Day by day, every day, earnestly and reverently, we praise the virtues of Kami, honor the power of Kami.
指導拝礼。天座。指導拝礼。
Pray silently for Mitama-sama for 1 minute. Prayer book. Page 12. Prayer book. Page 12. Mitama prayer. Spirits of those who have gone before us.
You are given the gift of life in this vast and endless universe. You discharge your duty to faithfully, each according to his stand of years. You will be remembered eternally. Your life will be taught from generation to generation. Honor as the foundation of society and the roots of our families. Through the mysterious working of Kami, you enter the Konko faith. You walk the way of Konko Daijin, respecting the will of the divine parent. Your best remembrance to your faith, to take into the world beyond and leave to your descendants. Our gratitude is boundless. Love your favors. revere you as the ancestral spirit of our home, our divine spirit, who beseech you, stand by us, each and every one, receive the favor of Kami, and help us to fulfill tasks as people without family. Protect us, guide us, enrich us, that we may never lose the way of faith, that we hand it down to all generations, that we live in peace and prosperity within our homes. Protect us, guide us, and enrich us.
一同拝礼。
Thank you very much for attending today's service. I'm going to start sermon in 2 minutes. Good morning, everyone. Ohayo gozaimasu. Thank you very much for coming to today's grand service. I'm really happy. Before I start my sermon, I want to check the mic is on and everybody can hear it. これはそのままでいいですね。All right. Okay. I print too big. Well, okay. Again, I am very deeply grateful that we are able to welcome today's grand service together. Before going into the main topic of today's sermon, I would like to share a little bit about the current situation and our policies for Hilo Church this year. 日本語でご視聴になっている、方にも今日は、冒頭に日本の部分を入れて、最後に、要約したものを、今日は最後に日本語で少しお話ししたいと思います。今日お話しする内容は今年のヒロ教会の方針、そして、今日は別の内容となっておりますので、最初だけ日本語で少しお話しさせていただきたいと思います。最初に英語を読んで、その後で日本語でお伝えします。I just start speaking Japanese because this video, some Japanese people might watching from Japan. So today it's my first time to speak both English and Japanese. I'm still doing my best, so let's see how it works. This year, I have two wishes. The first is to receive double the divine blessings. The second is through a curveball, like a baseball player, not the straight ball, fastball, which means we shouldn't fear change, but instead be the one who created. Guided by these two principles, I'm adjusting my daily ministry service, my life, my work, and my mindset. Therefore, the key word for this year is the number 2. Because of these two guidelines and my commitment to doing double the work, I pray that we may be granted double the blessings. Right from the New Year's, we experienced an unexpected event. I end up adjusting schedule and holding the service twice, which brought the 2 new worshippers to our church. I mean 2 guests we suddenly had in the New Year service this year. I was wishing, please give me double blessing, and Kami-sama already gave me 2 people who first time to attend our church. It was a moment where I feel deeply and strongly that Kami truly exists and answers our prayers. Furthermore, 2 days before the New Year service, our neighbor happened to bring us a gift of 2 fish. So this was something I feel number 2 from Kami-sama. Could this really be just a coincidence? I will the other details today. Various blessing and event related to number 2 have becoming occurring one after another. Our second guideline is to throw a curveball. One of the future goals of Hilo Church is generation transition. My expect role right now is to welcome new visitor to the church, help them eventually become believers, and pass to the next generation. However, if we just repeat the monthly service with the exact same member and doing things the exact same way as last year, even if our pitch hits the strike zone, we will eventually stop getting out. The different approach is required. That being said, suddenly throwing a curveball is by no means easy. It is incredibly difficult. However, I accept this as a ministry, goyo. Goyo means service, from Kami-sama. I'm facing this year with determination to accept it with gratitude. I write down this in Japanese. but translating in English is a little bit hard. So I will just maybe stop reading and just tell my own soul and words. But let me explain to the Japanese people in 30 seconds. 日本の皆様おはようございます。本日も大祭を迎えられたこと大変ありがたいことと思わせていただきます。本日の講話の内容の前に、現在今英語で話したことは2つございます。1つはヒロ教会の方針と現在のヒロ教会の状況についてです。今年のヒロ教会長の私としては願いが2つございます。1つは去年と違い2倍の働きをするので2倍のおかげをくださいと強く願っております。もう1つは変化球をしっかり投げていくこと。意訳すると変化を恐れず、自ら新しい球種アプローチをしておかげを受けていく、この2つを中心に今取り組んでおります。今年のキーワードは2です。新年早々からさまざまな不思議なことが起きて、数字の2にまつわる不思議な出来事が起こっています。本日はそういうことを講話の内容にしてお話しして、変化と信心をどのよう変化を受ける際に信心としてどのように捉えていっていいかというようなお話をしております。最後にまた日本語で、要約しますが、ここからは、10分以上英語になります。First, I would like to talk about our current, I will just speak in Japanese. I will just start speaking in my word. So this year, I'm starting something new. It is a new year, new monthly service. Last year, we had a monthly service with same member, and I was doing same thing. But this is my second year. I cannot keep doing same thing. So I start thinking to change myself and asking Kami-sama to give me a blessing. So last month, April 17, I had a new service. New two people came from Kona. So first, I changed the time. Usually we have a service at 9 o'clock. But at that time, I start the service at 11:30, so that the people who can come from Kona. And if I start pushing Kami-sama too much to the people who first attend, they might get scared. So I didn't ask them to read the prayer book. I didn't ask to do the tamagushi offering. I didn't ask them anything. But I put their name to Kami-sama's prayer. So they heard their name. I was reading in front of Kami altar. And I asked Kami-sama, please give them a blessing day. So I finished the service in 10 minutes. It was very short. First, this was a big change. I was always thinking, some people might score me because I make too short. I didn't read a prayer book. But I trust Kami-sama because I keep praying for this new service. And I was keep thinking for people. So it was very brave to do that. So 12 o'clock, we had a lunch. I ordered 3 pizza. And they really enjoyed the lunch. And very surprising thing is I was asking the person who owned the antique shop in Hilo downtown. I was not sure he was coming, but he just came before the lunchtime. And that was one of okage, big blessing. And we had a great time. He teach us what is the Hawaiian culture, what's the history, and the 2 visitors really get impressed. They really say they want to come here one more time. It's a good place. And they ask me, please Yoki, listen, this is my wish. So I do the otoritsugi. And even they have a Hawaiian culture view. It was a very great time. Now after that, we finished talking. We went outside and played pickleball. So we pray, we talk, we had a great communication, eat lunch, and play outside. It was a very great day. that we had. So, but when you throw the curveball, sometimes it might not go to the strike zone. It might hit the batter, it might go the wrong way. It's very difficult. And most hard thing is you have to have brave heart. So today's sermon, what I tried to read in this one is the changing. When you try to change something, it's very great, it's very difficult, but it also have a pain. How you're gonna handle the pain with faith. That's the thing I try to tell you today. In Konkokyo, this is what we call the law of the universe, Tenchi no dori. In the Voice of the Universe, they have a one teaching which says we cannot control the four seasons: spring, summer, fall, winter. Everything will not be same at all time. We all get old. The life of the era will change. Everything is changing, even right now. But I want to ask one thing to everyone. Do you like change? Or do you want to stay peace forever, right? I think nobody likes the change that much because sometimes it goes the good way, but sometimes it goes also the bad way. The reason is clear. Change is accompanied by pain. Life is full of change, and the change often brings suffering. Aging make us weaker, and the illness make our normal days destroy. And in the end, sickness and death spread us from everything we have now. Change doesn't always bring a better life. It also brings decline and loss. That's why ancestor kings want to live forever, and anti-aging is so popular in the modern world. Hold on. But today I want to share our founder, Ikigami Konko Daijin's faith. Let me read it here. For example, back when the founder was still a regular farmer, a harmful insect outbreak hit the village. The conventional wisdom at the time was to pour oil into the rice field and keep the bugs away. However, Tenchi Kane no Kami told him, do not pour the oil. Choosing to trust Kami, the founder ignored the common practice and did something completely irregular. In the end, just as Kami said, his field was saved, leaving the other village people absolutely shocked and surprised. Another time, Kami suddenly told him to stop wearing sandals and walk with barefoot. From that day, he walked every day without shoes. As you can see, the founder constantly acted against the social norms and customs of his time. We can easily imagine how the village people react to him. They probably thought he was losing his mind and everything. Yet, despite the isolation, the founder stood his ground. He trusts Kami completely and carried out this action. This is the ultimate example of true faith. It is very attitude we should look up to. The founder himself embraced the temporary imbalance, and while enduring the pain of being misunderstood, he kept his eyes fixed to Kami. So this is the main point I want to talk today. When you change temporarily, it's going to be imbalanced for a while. And many people doesn't like this. So last year, I was keep talking about let's appreciate to everything, let's be nice to people. Of course, that is the base religion of Konkokyo. To say thank you, to appreciate to everything which is surrounding around you, even the people, things, drinks, water, food. But sometimes we have to change by ourselves. And Kami-sama is looking for us to change too. But at that time, we're gonna be in balance for a while. And this is really painful. So I'm not saying my goyo, the service, is painful, but this year, I have to change. I have to change my mind. I have to change my mindset. I have to change what I have to say at here. So this is very complicated, different sermon compared to the last year. So bringing new people is very hard. I always think I'm not pushing Kami-sama too much to them, or even I'm taking a balance for them. But I still trust Kami-sama. Even I'm not sure for the future, even I cannot throw the curveball to the strike zone, I'm gonna keep practicing as a faith training and keep wishing strongly and keep wishing, please give me a double blessing to me. So I will accept this pain, and that's one of the faith that people should have in the hard time, I believe. Sorry, I cut 80% of today's, but let me finish. Give me 1 second, sorry. Okay, let's read the last sentence. Hold on. When you start a change, you'll face imbalance and strong pushback. To be honest, nobody wants to go through that. I don't want to lose my reputation, and I'm afraid for facing up the people who give me score or not supporting me. But it's in this imbalanced time, I have to trust Kami and myself. But as people of faith, we seek its Kami's true wish. No matter how taboo a topic might be, we must face it honestly. Sometimes we have to bring up those hard topics ourselves and properly creating the imbalance. Even when we are in imbalanced moment, we can still practice faith. We are not alone. In Konkokyo, we have an ultimate example in Ikigami Konko Daijin faith. History has always been made by wise and brave people. And I want to be that people and give people a light as together with Tenchi Kane no Kami. Thank you very much for listening today. Thank you. Can I speak in Japanese? 日本の皆様にお話ししたいと思います。本日話した内容は、ヒロ教会においては2年目、変化の年ということで、変化の際にまつわる痛みや苦しみ、不安定さなどをどのように信心として受け止めていくかというお話をさせていただきました。ただですね、英語で作ったものがなかなか文字が大きすぎて、ちょっと読みづらいというハプニングが起きてしまったので、途中からはすべてアドリブで行かせていただきました。内容としましては、変化の際にはアンバランス性や周りからの批判、固定概念を破るような常識外れな行動も時には取らざるを得ない。それが天地金の神様および宇宙のですね、変化にまつわる法則の一部なのではないかなと思っております。その際信じられるのは社会的通念ではなく、神様と自分の心、直感など心に生じるものが神様に向けていけば必ずおかげを受けられるのではないかと、そういったお話をさせていただきました。本日もご清聴ありがとうございました。Thank you very much for attending today's service. Let's have a seat back there, and I'm gonna be there in 1 minute. Thank you.